Mitochondrienmedizin und Umweltmedizin 2019 in Heidelberg. We have here Professor Marty Pall from Portland, Oregon. Again here as a keynote speaker here in Heidelberg, having here since years. Thank you very much again for coming here and giving a presentation on important topics and giving us important insights and understandings. And a big thing and very important issue is the electromagnetic fields, especially you're researching a lot and also teaching now a lot about the results that we have out of it. Your presentation was very intense and important for us. What would you say are the main things that are dangerous for the population, for the people?
Yeah, I think we're already having quite serious effects based on the exposures that we have, and they have impacts on our brains, and in fact in the entire nervous system. The nervous system is extraordinarily sensitive to the EMFs, and specifically they produce neurological and neuropsychiatric effects in humans, and based on the exposures we already have. And we see that all over the place, where people say, I can't sleep, I'm tired all the time, I'm depressed, I've got headaches, I can't concentrate, my memory doesn't work, etc. All these things that we know people are complaining about are things that we know are caused by EMF exposures, and they're already quite far along in the process. There are also reproductive effects on male reproduction, female reproduction of various sorts, lower levels of the three sex hormones, increased spontaneous abortion, and lowered libido. And all those things, again, are very far along in our societies. I'm very concerned about the possibility, and I think we're already starting to see this, of reproductive crashes, essentially to zero, based on the EMFs.
Oh my God!
So, and those are the two my two biggest things, but they're certainly not the only things that are going on. There are many other things that are quite serious. So,
okay,
yeah,
okay, and we see coming up serious things, and we have it already.
Yeah,
and the 5G will bring us even more.
I think 5G will be a gigantic step in exactly the wrong direction. And I think it will be gigantic for several reasons that we already know. One is that the frequencies that will be used do not penetrate well. And so the plan is to have tens of millions of these antennae all over the place, where it'll be extraordinarily hard to avoid them. And they will have, I believe, massive effects. I think that the other thing which is very, very important is that the pulsations of the EMFs make things much more biologically active. And 5G is designed to pulse at extraordinary rates so that it can carry large amounts of information.
Yeah.
That's the goal. The problem is that means the impacts on our bodies are much more severe, and inevitably I think 5G will be just a disaster almost beyond belief.
And we should have solutions. Do we see solutions at this moment? Treatment possibilities at this moment?
I think there are some approaches that can ameliorate things, but only to a minor extent. And that's the problem. The problem is we're running as fast as we can to increase exposures, and what we should be doing is decreasing exposures.
Yeah.
And that is
should be the first.
This is a catastrophe of unprecedented scale that we can. It's almost beyond belief what's going on. Yeah.
So it should be taken a massive action to reduce 5G. To not have 5G would be the best, and reduce.
Well, we cannot have 5G. If we're gonna survive, we can't have 5G. you know, and yet we're, you know, the industry and the regulatory authorities are pushing us over this disastrous cliff. And I believe that there will be ecological impacts of a sort that we can barely imagine.
Okay.
Because even though I expect that we will be highly sensitive to 5G, most other organisms will be much more sensitive than we will. And therefore the ecological impacts will be massive. And that includes in plants, including even large trees, where they have their leaves and their reproductive organs highly exposed to the radiation. And I think there will be just massive effects throughout the...
So we have to be careful, we have to look for solutions and maybe some treatment possibilities. That's my, as a practitioner, my focus, to find something to work with patients as well.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the exposures we have, we could cut back on fairly easily, but we're not doing it.
Yeah.
We don't need Wi-Fi, for example. We can do almost everything that we use Wi-Fi for with in a wired, in a wired way, which is much safer and much more secure as well. I mean, Wi-Fi is not a secure medium, so it has other advantages. And yet, again, we're running as fast as we can in exactly the wrong direction.
So let's be aware of this, and we have to spread the word and give this information out. And that's also your goal. You're going next to different places, Washington, and you're all over the place. And this is very great work that you're doing. Thank you very much for this. And also thank you very much for this, for being here and for this interview now.
It's always a pleasure.
Thank you very much. Thank you.